I want to thank you for taking the time to be with us today before we start. Now more than ever, we will understand how deeply our language affects how we think, feel, and act. The word problem comes up a lot in our daily conversations, whether they are with ourselves or with other people. This word is full of bad things that can make us feel anxious and scared, which makes it hard to think clearly and find answers. But what if we could change that word to something that would not only make us feel better, but also change the way we see things and make us want to do something good? Today we'll talk about 3 words that can change things: situation, challenge, and chance. Each of these words carries a special power to change our focus and reaction to setbacks and difficulties. By adopting these words into our everyday vocabulary, we can begin to see problems not as dead ends, but as opportunities for personal and professional growth. The word situation is neutral and removes any negative emotional charge from the event, allowing us to evaluate circumstances more objectively and calmly. Referring to a problem as a situation gives us the space we need to breathe and think about possible solutions without the pressure of a crisis. Then there is the word challenge. Considering a problem as a challenge can completely change our attitude. It prepares us to face it, to overcome ourselves, and to use our skills to the fullest. A challenge is something that can be overcome, something that invites us to be resourceful and resilient, to learn and grow. Finally, opportunity. This word goes a step further, suggesting that within each difficulty lies the possibility of gaining a benefit, improving, or moving toward our goals. When we see problems as opportunities, we are not only managing a crisis, but also actively exploring how each experience can contribute to our success and development. This episode will break down each of these words and look at how we can use them to change our lives and the way things turn out. We are going to talk about how changing the way we talk can help us see things from different angles. By doing this, we are taking big steps toward a better and more successful life. Come with me as I look into the power of words and show you how to use them to make your life better. Let's start with the power of language to change things and look at how changing the word problem to situation can have a big effect on how we deal with everyday problems. How we describe our events has a direct effect on how we feel and what we do. By changing the way we think about problems to events, we can deal with them more effectively and with less emotion. First, it is crucial to understand why the word problem can have such a negative effect on us. Psychologically, when we face a problem, our brain may trigger the fight or flight response. This translates into stress, anxiety, and sometimes panic, which clouds our judgment and can prevent us from seeing clear and creative solutions. The word itself evokes a sense of something that seems insurmountable, something that is wrong and carries a negative burden. Now reimagine that same circumstance using the word situation. A situation is simply a set of circumstances we find ourselves in. It is neither inherently good nor bad, it just is. This change in language can help us adopt a more neutral and objective perspective. It allows us to assess the facts as they are, without the additional emotional load that a problem implies. By talking about a situation, we give ourselves permission to observe, analyze, and plan without the weight of prejudice. This perspective allows us to approach circumstances with a clearer mind and a more strategic focus. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can respond thoughtfully and deliberately. This approach empowers us to make more informed and ultimately more effective decisions. Let's look at a real-life example. Let's say that sales at your business have dropped a lot. You might feel too much pressure to fix something that is broken if you call it a problem. This could make you make quick or impulsive choices out of fear of failing. If you reframe the same situation as a situation, on the other hand, you'll feel more able to figure out why sales are down, try out different ways to boost them, and see this as a chance to make your business model better. This more realistic view also helps us talk to other people better. When leaders and teams talk about a problem as an issue, it makes the conversation more open and helps everyone work together. If we don't use the word problem in our conversations, people will be less likely to get defensive and more likely to share their ideas and answers. This is very important, especially in high-stress situations where working together and being creative are needed. Changing the way we talk about problems to situations is also good for our mental and emotional health in the long run. We can greatly lower our worry and anxiety levels by taking on problems with a more balanced view. This mental health not only makes our lives better, but it also makes us more productive and better able to positively affect the people around us. To start making this change in your own language, I invite you to practice self-observation. Pay attention to how often you use the word problem in your daily life and consciously begin to replace it with situation. You might start by writing down recent situations that you initially perceived as problems and reevaluating them from this new perspective. You will see how this simple exercise can change your focus and open you up to new possibilities. At the end of the day, the language we choose to use shapes our reality. By transforming a problem into a situation, we are not just changing the words we use, we are changing the way we see the world and how we interact with it. This is the true essence of facing life not just as a series of obstacles, but as a sequence of opportunities to learn, grow, and ultimately thrive. Let's continue exploring the transformative impact of our language and how it shapes our reality. We've discussed how changing the word problem to situation can help us adopt a more neutral perspective and manage our circumstances with greater clarity. Now let's talk about the power of the word challenge and how using it can give us strength and a sense of purpose. As soon as we use the word challenge instead of problem, it changes how we see a situation and how we feel and act in response to it. A challenge, on the other hand, is a chance to get past a problem that can be overcome with hard work and determination. This one word can inspire us to go further than we thought possible and become our best selves. We use a growth mindset when we are faced with a task. This means that we don't think of our skills and abilities as set things, but as things that can be improved by working hard and not giving up. Things that are hard push us to learn, grow, change, and get better. They push us to find tools inside or outside of work that we might not have known we had. Consider the example of an athlete preparing for a major competition. If you view their training and competitions as challenges, their focus is not just on winning, but on surpassing their own records, improving their performance, and reaching new personal goals. Each training session, each competition, is an opportunity to challenge oneself, to be stronger, faster, and more resilient. This concept is applicable in all areas of our lives. In the workplace, for instance, taking on challenging projects can make the difference between stagnation and professional advancement. When a team leader describes a new project as a great challenge rather than a big problem, the team becomes energized. It is perceived as an invitation to be innovative, to collaborate, and to overcome obstacles together. The challenge becomes a catalyst for commitment and creativity, essential elements for success in any organization. But how can we start using this word in our daily lives in a better way? I'll talk about some useful steps. First, being known. As you go through a tough situation, take a moment to think of it as a task. This could be as easy as telling yourself, "This is hard." Reframing comes next. Think about what you can gain from the situation instead of what you might lose. For instance, instead of saying, "It will be terrible if I fail," say, "This is a challenge that can teach me a lot no matter what." Third, picture it. Picture the steps you need to take to get through the problem. This means making a plan, looking for tools or help if you need it, and setting clear goals. Fourth, have a party. Don't forget to enjoy the little wins along the way. Every step forward in a tough situation is a win that needs to be honored. Understanding that challenges are universal and that everyone faces them reminds you that you are not alone in this. Sharing your challenges with friends, family, or colleagues can not only provide you with support and new ideas, but also allow you to see how others have faced and overcome their own challenges. In the end, adopting the term challenge is much more than a simple change of vocabulary. It is adopting an active and optimistic stance toward life. It is accepting that every challenge is a doorway to new opportunities, a step on the path to our personal and professional development. So I invite you to look at your next problems not as insurmountable barriers, but as valuable challenges that are here to make you stronger, wiser, and better equipped for the future. Adopt this word and watch how it shapes not only your language, but your entire life. We've already talked about how changing the word problem to situation can help us be more objective about our situations, and how using the word challenge can give us a sense of purpose and the strength to get past problems. Now we'll talk about an even more powerful idea: seeing opportunities in every situation we face. This is the last step in changing our language, which not only changes the way we see things, but also makes our chances of growth and success much greater. When you think of opportunity, you think of chances to make money and have fun. When we see problems as chances to do something, we stop being defensive and start being proactive. No matter how hard something seems at first, it always has the ability to teach us something. The important thing is how we change our attention to find these benefits and use them. An opportunity implies the possibility of something better. Consider a situation where your business faces the entry of a strong competitor in the market. If you see it as a problem, you might feel threatened and worried. But if you interpret it as an opportunity, you could find ways to innovate your products, improve your customer service, or even explore new markets. Here, the challenge not only drives you to compete, but also to innovate, which can result in significant growth for your business. To cultivate a mindset that recognizes opportunities, it is vital to adopt an approach of curiosity and openness. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How can I benefit from this? What doors could this challenge open? These questions are essential because they place you in a state of actively seeking possibilities rather than allowing fear and doubt to cloud your judgment. Let's say that a mistake was made in a big project. An attitude that is open to opportunities would look for ways to learn from that mistake instead of getting angry or hard on themselves. That mistake might teach you something about how important it is to have certain quality controls in place, or make you want to get your team more training. The mistake is no longer a setback. It becomes a way to keep getting better. Adopting an opportunity mindset can also be a great way to get people motivated. When leaders see problems as chances to learn and grow, they show confidence and optimism, which can motivate and excite everyone in the group. This is very strong during times of change or doubt. Having the ability to keep a positive, opportunity-focused outlook can keep everyone on the team motivated and on task. To implement this language transformation in your life, start by practicing the recognition of opportunities on a small scale. Each day, identify situations that might initially seem problematic and reflect on the opportunities that might be hidden within. This practice will help you develop a habit that over time will transform your approach to life and business. It is also helpful to share these insights with others. By discussing your opportunity perspectives with friends, colleagues, or mentors, you not only enrich your own understanding but also receive valuable advice and new ideas. Dialogue and collaboration are incredible tools for deepening our understanding of how situations can be transformed into opportunities. When you use the word opportunity, you accept the idea that life is full of options. It pushes you to not only be brave in the face of problems, but also to think about how every event, no matter how bad, can help you grow and be successful. This is the way of thinking of people who change things, come up with new ideas, and do well no matter what. And as you move forward on your road, keep in mind that every moment of trouble is really just a chance waiting to be found and taken. Let us now have a conversational break to really think about what we've talked about so far. We looked at how changing the words problems to situations can change how we think about the problems we face every day and how that can affect our ability to deal with and fix them. Now, I want to talk to you directly, dear friends. Just think of a recent problem you had to solve. You could have called it a problem or seen it as a chance. Think about how that choice of words changed how you felt and how you approached the situation. Did you feel stressed or driven to find a way out? I invite you to share your experiences with us. You can tell us about a recent situation where you changed your language and how that influenced the outcome. I'm sure your stories will inspire and motivate other listeners to try these strategies in their own lives. As we reflect on the power of words, I want to share a personal situation we faced recently. At work, we had a crucial video that was not progressing as planned. Initially, I saw it as a big problem, and that caused me a lot of stress. However, after remembering the importance of redefining problems as challenges and opportunities, we decided to approach it as an interesting challenge. This change in perspective allowed me to calm down and think clearly. Not only did we manage to find a creative solution, but we also improved the efficiency of our team's process. Now, this story is a powerful reminder for us that language not only affects how we think, but also how we act. When we face what seems to be an insurmountable obstacle, the simple act of relabeling our experience can open up a world of possibilities and solutions. So as we continue with the podcast, think about how you can apply what we've discussed in your daily life. What situations are you currently handling that could become challenges or even opportunities? How could this change in perspective help you achieve better results and greater personal satisfaction? I look forward to your responses and reflections, and I'm excited to see how you can transform your experiences simply by changing the words you use to describe them. As this episode comes to a close, I want you to think about everything we've talked about today. We've talked about how the words we use not only describe our reality, but also change it, affecting how we feel, what we do, and eventually how our lives turn out. It's not just a play on words to change words like problem to situation or challenge to opportunity. It's a powerful way to live a more fulfilled and successful life. It means choosing to look past the problems you're facing right now and seeing the chance for growth and learning in every situation. We shift our attention when we change the words we use. We stop being victims of our situations and start making our own futures. I want you to remember this lesson and use it every day. When you're going through a tough time, know that you can change how you feel about it by changing the words you use to describe it. Imagine that you have the power to change things for the better, like an ability. And now, as we say goodbye, I want to thank you deeply for joining me on this journey of discovery and change. Every message, every comment, every interaction with you enriches this dialogue and strengthens our community. You are the reason we seek new ways to improve and grow every day. Don't forget to join us in the next episode, where we will continue exploring transformative strategies that you can apply in your daily life. If this episode has inspired you, I ask that you share it with someone else who could benefit from these changes in perspective. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future episodes. Thanks for taking the time to read this and for being ready to learn and change. Don't forget that the words you use have power and can create meaning as well as opportunities. To get to the future you want, pick words that build bridges and open doors to new chances. And enjoy.